So it's now 2025 and I'm still struggling to get my head around how fast time has gone, but today we are going to turn our focus to one of the brand new creatures which is coming to ARK Survival Ascended in March 2025. This is going to be one of the free creatures which is going to be coming to the Ragnarok map, and I don't know about you guys, now it's 2025, I am getting so excited for Ragnarok. I'm still having so much fun on Extinction, but I think for me, because I personally love this Extinction DLC remaster so much, it's got me that even more excited for Ragnarok, because Ragnarok was always my favorite overall map in the past, and it's got me sort of thinking, could they absolutely smash this and make it amazing? Like, I'm just hoping so. But we're going to be talking about the Bison today. We're going to be sort of seeing what it was based on back when it was, because this was actually part of the creature vote, and then see how much of it Studio Wildcard could follow, and how much will be different. So if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here. And if you do want to be prepared for, and you're looking to make a new home somewhere in the world of ARK, come and join us in the official LoadedCrysis cluster, because we will be having 2 100-player Ragnarok maps going live like we did for Extinction straight away on day one. It's got mods, we've got amazing admins, everything like that. You can come make some friends, and there's always a space for you because we've got so many slots. And if ever the servers got too busy, because Extinction did get quite busy, we'll just bring up another server for you guys, because that's how much we love you. So link is in the description down below to the Discord. Come meet a new family, I'm going to say. We're all like kind of a giant family. So yeah, awesome. Anyway, let's jump into the video. So the giant bison is one of the creatures in ARK Survival Ascended, and it's set to be added to Ragnarok on March 2025. Now, so far, we only know that it's tameable. We don't know if it's rideable or breedable, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be rideable and breedable. Now, as for this information, you can see it says, this marks the 3rd time that a creature or creature concept that never won the actual vote was added as a result of a reoccurring appearances in consecutive creature polls or positive feedback of concept. The first being the Cynomacrops, and the second being the Carcharodontosaurus. It has recently been revealed to have been debated for inclusion as far back to ASE Ragnarok, and was being debated as the map's unique creature with the Griffin is ultimately losing out in ASA to the Griffin. So apparently the giant bison was actually meant to be a thing, but then the Griffin took priority all those years ago. I think 2017 Ragnarok came out. So it's crazy to think now it is actually making its appearance. Now, when we first got the reveal of the bison, as you can see here, look at those horns. They look so crazy scary. We also noticed, and Wildcard kind of gave us a tease, that there is a special cut kind of Ragnarok armor set. So I do expect to see not only a free bison, but I do expect to see for each new DLC Wildcard release now, there's going to be some form of thing you can pay for. Now, I personally don't mind it, especially when it comes to the cosmetic side of things. But even if it is like a Bob's Tall Tales type thing, I like it. And I do understand PvP players, and I always will understand that it's completely different. You know, I'm now, especially with my cluster, that we do have PvP maps on our cluster, but they're not as popular at all. Like, all the PvP players, are on ARK Survival Evolved at the moment. And Ascended is very, very PvE, and that's just the way it is at the moment. And that's what I've kind of become more, which has been weird, because I've always been a PvP player, but I'm looking forward to seeing the new stuff that comes with Ragnarok, what they're going to give us, and obviously I'll give some away to you guys, because I'm sure it won't be free. But anyway, so this was the last creature vote that actually was happening. Now, there is going to be a new creature vote, which comes up that will be coming soon, actually, because the creature vote will be for Valguero. So this was the one for the giant bison. So let's read through everything. It's going to be a pretty long read. By the way, not everything of this will come to the game. This is obviously back June 4th, 2023. This was first posted out. And so Wildcard would have taken inspiration from it, but they also want to make it their own. So in the wild, traveling in massive herds for greater pastures, the largest bovine in existence is a sight to behold. with their massive pair of horns, they are known to be aggressive chargers and capable of goring any predator willing to challenge them, including wolves and bears. Their large bodies capable of withstanding the harshest winters, and their ever-growing pelts making them durable enough to resist freezing to death. If, however, one bison is aggressively locked onto you, the entire herd will follow, and you will have even more than one angry bison charging towards you without a halt. Taming, extremely sought for their pelt, horns, and rich milk. Taming a bison isn't as easy as it looks. Many tribesmen attempted to bull ride in hopes to tire them out and begin feeding them when they aren't wide awake. Beware getting bucked off. I've seen many tribesmen knocked off. They need to change it to survivors. It just needs that. Knocked out with that heavy bull kick to the face. Some get gored if unlucky enough. Domesticated. The milk produced by the females give any baby animal being raised a quite needed boost. Potentially can be warmed up in a cooking pot for a special buff against the cold weather. With their hulking or bulking bodies, they offer a extra warmth and can carry weight much like a modern ox. Like the modern cattle, their feces is much more potent fertilizer, often referred as cowpie, that gives crops a boost of extra harvest. The difference between the male and female bison: males would have an extremely long horns and a massive humpback, while the females would have normal sized ones looking similar to the modern counterparts. Alright, cool. So they're actually basing it a lot on, this person was basing it a lot on like the real life side of things. In the ARK meta, so males built in with a charge mechanic similar to the trike and woolly rhino, the bison could impale its victims into their horns and gore them out to bleed out, as well as a herd buff to boost their strength, and with a mate boost activated, dealing extreme damage. Females, while not as dangerous as the bulls, the cows, when in mass numbers, can trample and wreck an environment, whether... oh, right, okay, so it's like going to be like a charging herd to like knock them all over. That's pretty cool. Carnivore buff. When attacked by any sort of predator or carnivore, the bison will be empowered with an aura similar to the tyrant buff on the trike, enraging it for battle and alerting the herd to impending attack. A large herd of bison can go into stampede to overpower an unfortunate foe who dared try to disturb your herd or from their greener pasture. So utility, another farm animal for the common PvE or roleplay players who would love a cow in ARK, like the ones in Atlas. Female bison milk in turn could be cooked warmly to drink as an insulin buff against the cold, or fed to babies, especially baby wyverns who require milk themselves. When bison defecate, they drop special feces called cowpie, which is much better than other dinosaur feces and more efficient, and sometimes giving the crops a boost of extra harvest. With a unique cart or wagon saddle, depending on the type of saddle chosen, affects how much weight that they can carry on their back and forth from point A to point B with more speed. The amount of bison needed for the type of cart or wagon saddle affects not only speed, but the weight and mobility of a mini wheeled base. If bisons are left on a wander, they can harvest even without any actual bushes or trees, and simply graze to gather berries, veggies, flowers, mushrooms, or fiber sometimes you might see. Snow gatherer. Bisons are masters at excavating vegetation from the steep snow, even when there is no bushes left, and you might get lucky to extract some berries from the bare snow. The horn. Okay, so like keratin, so harvest over time from a bull bison. They're extremely long horns for raw keratin. If you let it grow until it reaches max, you will get a crazy amount of keratin. This will render the bull only with a ram attack and not impaling ability. Oh, right, so it will stop the impaling and okay, so you can harvest from them, but then obviously it will lose the ability until it grows back. Dust bath. The bisons love to bathe in dirt and cause a dusty mess. But in fact, this helps you prevent the bugs from bothering them, acting as a temporary bug repellent. Oh, that's cool. So they're kind of like trying to say that you can keep away the rhino from obviously targeting you or your tames as like a bug repellent. That's really cool. Might be quite good for the swamp, actually, thinking about it, if this became a thing. Bison milk, like other bisons, it can be milked for the nutritional sweet baby food. If fed to the warm-blooded babies, the calcium would help them grow much faster than normal than any other food given the proper care. So that sounds pretty cool. And can be substituted for any food a baby might require for care, such as kibble. Milk cheese, a crafting recipe requiring warming milk, a very delicious cheese with a very wild yet sweet taste, temporary immunity to cold weather, and that sounds pretty cool. I like the sound of that. And then temporary immunity to ice-based attacks such as Ice Wyvern, Mana, Snow Owl, Ice Titan. Yeah, okay, so but all the other stuff is meant to be for when Fjorda it comes out in a long time to come until that. Cart saddle, using 1 or 2 bison, a cart saddle can be fast to travel and it can help you stock up resources in mass quantity to travel across the map, and can be optionally armed with Gatling guns to ensure you don't get chased by dinosaurs. Now, the thing is, this is pretty cool, and it says this is the cart saddle in Atlas. But the thing is, it's like this kind of doesn't matter in a way because cars have now been added into Extinction. So you have to remember, when this was made, this post, ASC was around, and ASC is a lot different to the way ASA works. It is kind of a different world in a way. Like, it still is the same ARK we've always known, but it's different in a way because we've got so many cool new things that have come to the game, you know, like cars. So cart saddles would be cool. I'm not saying it's not a good idea, and obviously having the weapons on the side of it as well, but it's not that exciting anymore. It probably would have been a really exciting idea back then, but as I said, because we've now had that, but it still would be cool to have it. You can change the hairstyles because there's obviously going to be hair, the cow fertilizer, like we talked about, mane style, afro style. Maybe you want your bison to have extremely long hair, looking like a Highland cattle. It's really cool. They've got all this stuff in here. Or you can be a cowboy, ride your wild bison into battle with the guns drawn. And for Ragnarok, look at this. Please let this win this time. Useful in colder areas, especially below freezing snow biomes, and the bison's thick fur pelt will keep the player protected from the dangerous sub-zero temperatures and deter any nasty wolves or bears who dare to come close. And it's a major harvester, if on a trip, on foot, or harvest metal or wood, or various other resources depending on the cart or wagon saddle will determine the speed in the rough terrain, and you can use different cart saddles to either wander as a nomad or gather resources or go to war. Whoever this is, Shadow Shade, who put please let this win all the way back then. Oh, this one says please don't let this win. But if you are, Shadow Shade, if you are watching this video, it's coming. It's coming. March 2025 to ARK Survival Ascended. But obviously a lot of the stuff we read through was his ideas, and Wildcard take these ideas on board. It will be different, but I don't think it'll be that different. I think there's some really good ideas there. This is obviously the concept art that we had back in November, and I can't wait to see more of it coming to Ragnarok in March 2025. Catch you guys in my next video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you then.